I think it should be clear to my comrades at the custom that, just listening to the last speaker, by the way, who are you, please?
I am Deputy Controller General of Customs in charge of Tariff and Trade, Caroline Niagwan.
Yeah. Then let me start from there. You know, the fact is that this issue of target collections, etc., ignores one particular element that is critical to determining what is collectible, namely the tariff regime. If the federal government wakes up tomorrow and decides to abolish duty on imports of everything, what will you collect? On the other hand, if we decide to go Donald Trump way and increase our tariffs to 100% with all our trading partners, of course, what you collect, if Nigeria insists of importing those things, we are skyrocketed, subject to.
It's not going off.
Let's hear ourselves.
Yes, it's not going off.
It's okay. If our chairman has a right to keep his microphone on, that's why he's our chairman. So, the tariff policies of government, for me, is at the heart of the matter. It also, in my opinion, points to our level of dependence on imports. That's why I have mixed feelings when you say you've collected extra trillions. To that extent, it shows how much we are still importing as a nation instead of producing. So I'm not necessarily very excited about these figures that you collect. Because if all of us, including you are wearing imported uniforms, and I'm wearing imported underwears, and everybody is doing the same, of course everything will go up. But if we produce more at home, and therefore import less, then your target have no consequence. Number two, what is government tariff policies? Are we lowering it in a way as to make import comfortable to our people? Or are we raising tariff regime in order to discourage importation and protect local industries? For me, these are policy issues which, in fairness to you, is not in the hands of custom. This is the hands of the fiscal authority. However, the issue of 4% and sensitization, I'm like, Madam, did you join the course of just last year? Because who are you sensitizing? Importers? I need you to speak to your idea. What constitutes, what word did you use? Stakeholders. Who are your stakeholders? Once a law has been passed, with profound respect to our president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, at any point in time, he emphasizes according to law. That is what distinguishes democracy from dictatorship. So nobody in Nigeria can say, I decree as follows, that what was valid yesterday is no longer valid today. Only the Nigerian parliament. And the good news, you have bicameral. So even the Senate alone can't do it. It must be with the concurrence of the House of Rep. And additionally, the president must assent to it. Until these are done, your sensitization, you were just wasting money if actually you did. Because you have not sensitized me as a Nigerian who consumes sometimes imported products. So who are the people you are? Because if we go into the details now, we will find that billions of naira has been spent in the name of sensitizing unknown Nigerian. Mr. Chairman, I will insist, with your permission, that he speaks to where they did the sensitization, the people they sensitized, and what was the outcome, and who was coordinating this, what were their findings. Although all of that goes to no issue, because those who sensitize, even if it includes me, we do not have the power until the National Assembly amend the law and the president accede to the law. The minister cannot set aside where there is express legal, where you have extant laws. Even the minister cannot say suspend the implementation of a law that has life. That is the problem of democracy. It's not meant to be convenient. But the good news is, we recognize as parliament that we are in a dynamic world. If you have convincing reasons why a particular element of the law should be amended, I'm sure, sir, Chairman, under your watch and as a very senior member of the National Assembly, we have amended several elements of existing laws. But you have to make the point. My last point, sir. This issue of percentage, I dealt with it when I was a governor. The tax authority says they are entitled to X percent. We put it in the law. Ideally, the higher the revenue you collect, your collection fee should be on a sliding scale. Because otherwise, if you collected 2 trillion last year, and because government has increased tariff policies, etc., you now can collect 10 times that amount. Are you now going to create fictitious expenditure to exhaust the money you are collecting? Because the government and the law do not allow you, even if they say you are entitled to 4%, to share it as you want. It's not lawful. It's not lawful. In my opinion, and for those of you who are into consultancy, you know, usually, if you charge 1% or 2%, at a certain level, you begin to subject it to a sliding scale. Otherwise, you collect so trillion, then you sit down and share it. No, I don't think it works that way.
It's all right. Can you address